everybody? Big Herc 916, positivity, motivation, never settle for average. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share the channel. Also go to bigherc916.com, subscribe, shoot me a message. If you want to purchase an art piece, I have some art for sale. We can negotiate the price for the holidays. Or if you want to have a piece commissioned, we can make that happen also. Also, we have merchandise for sale and soap for you guys out there who like to smell funky. I can cure that. Wash your ass, pick up some bars of soap, and do yourself something righteous for the holidays. Or if you know somebody that stink, hey man, buy them some soap so they can get themselves right. This video, somebody had hit me up about Admiralty jurisdiction, and I couldn't just jump right into Admiralty jurisdiction because I had to lay the foundation to how we can even get to Admiralty jurisdiction. But let me first say this disclosure that I'm not a lawyer, I'm not practicing law, I'm not providing any legal advice, I'm only sharing information. And the information comes from Telpatrick. Now, if you don't know who Telpatrick is the pen name I used in prison when I was pretending to be a white guy. Yeah, I was pretending to be a white guy in prison through these books right here. I researched all the information in these books. I printed them out, put Telpatrick as an author, and I sent him back into prison. And a couple of guys who were the legal guys in the law library, I let them check him out, and they're like, "Oh man, this guy right here, Telpatrick, Big Herc, he knows his shit. This guy, he's on top of his games. You need to read up on this. This guy knows what he's talking about." And I'm laughing, man. I'm laughing because everything that's in the books is stuff that I've spoke on before when I was helping people, do habeas corpuses in prison or expunge priors or do different things. These, are the references that I had in my notes, but I hadn't made them into a book. But I didn't want to say I did it, so I said Telpatrick. And it's so funny, man. When people think that something comes from, quote unquote, somebody of authority, like a white guy, a Caucasian guy, they think, oh man, this guy is really sharp. But it didn't register when it came from me because I was a black guy, and at the time I had a perm, I had the iced tea fly, and so they were like, "Oh man, this dude, he sounds like he's talking about, but it doesn't compute, it doesn't register because it's not the image that's been burned in my medulla oblongata that speaks game, legal game." So, it didn't compute, but it was coming from me. That's all I did in prison, man, was go to a law library, study under my mentors, and work out and study business. That's all I did, day in, day out. And so I came up with these books, Introduction to the Truth, Basic Training for Quiet War. And if you're interested in either one of these, I only print them out on demand because I'm not pushing sovereign stuff. I'm not trying to get caught up in anybody put me in no type of group, which who knows what type of group they already got me in, but I don't want to get caught up in that. So if you want a copy, you can shoot me a message at bigherc916.com and we can work something out. But in these books that I researched and found all this information, I want to share something with you before I got to Admiralty, because you can't just go into Admiralty if you don't know what common law is. And I've talked about it before, but I'm just going to speak on it a little bit so that you can maybe distinguish, and always look up everything I'm talking about. If you think that, oh man, Big Herc is, talking about this and that, what is he talking about? Go get you a Black's Law dictionary, or go get you a Bouvier's dictionary, and you can look all this stuff up, because a lot of you, quote unquote gangsters, trappers, hustlers, you don't know what kind of jurisdiction is going on in court. You probably never even heard of jurisdiction. You just go to court and plead out. You don't even know what you're pleading to. You're just pleading out because your attorney told you to, or your public pretender told you to go ahead and plead out. You didn't do no research. You didn't look up no statutes, no cases, no nothing. But like I said, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not here to preach fundamental law. I'm just sharing information. Go do your own research and do as you want with your life. So the common law, as distinguished from the law created by enactments of legislatures, comprise the body of those principles and rules of action relating to the government and securing of persons, property, which derives their authority solely from usages and customs of immoral antiquity, or from the judgment and decrees of courts recognizing, affirming, enforcing such usages and customs. The origins of common law can be traced back to the law of ancient Israelites, which can also be traced through the Holy Scriptures, notably in the book of Deuteronomy. The Mosaic laws are derived from the supreme organic laws, which are the 10 Commandments. So a lot of what's going on in common law is related to the Scriptures and the Bible. And you can go, and if you get a Black's Law first edition, which is the best one, it will break down common law and have case references that you can look at, so you can see what the difference is as far as the different types of law. Now, maritime law has been recognized by countries as laws of the sea. For centuries, sea routes and naval regulations applicable to ships and ports were firmly established in order to facilitate international trade and commerce between nations. The earliest of these maritime codes was a code commonly called the Consolado del Mar. This code was written in the 13th and 14th century in Italian. The next oldest code was Law of the Rules of Oleron. The laws of Oleron were written in language of Gascony. There was no English Admiralty code at that time, and this code was adopted to govern commerce in the English Channel and the coast of France. The laws of Westbury were probably first formulated about 1300, and these three codes originally constituted the maritime law of Europe. See, a lot of you guys don't read books anymore. You look at TikTok, Instagram, shorts, so you don't really, you have no idea what all this stuff and how antiquated it is as far as how it relates to what's going on right now in commerce. Gotta do your homework. The common law is applicable on land, lakes, and rivers. Freshwater. Salt water and freshwater cannot be mixed, and where there is salt water meets the freshwater is called the bar. Admiralty is the branch of law which governs transactions upon the sea and navigable waters. The law of Admiralty is peculiar and distinct from those of the courts of either equity or the common law. The law of Admiralty prescribes the duties and governs the liabilities of ship owners, mariners, and merchants engaged in foreign commerce. Federal Reserve notes. Every individual participating in a court action, which the state or federal is a party, is assumed to be a vessel as documented under Chapter 121 of Title 46 USC, or a vessel numbered as provided in Chapter 123 of that title. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to get too deep into this because, like I said, I might share another little excerpt from the manual, but dude, that's just right there. What is that? 3 jurisdictions. You got Admiralty. Well, actually, they blended Admiralty and Maritime together. You got common law. You got civil law, and you got commercial law. Do your homework. Do your homework. You're a gangster. You ain't too gangster if you don't know the different laws, venues, or the different jurisdictions, and you have to go and deal with the court situation. And like I said, I'm not practicing law. I'm not telling you what you should or shouldn't do. All I'm doing is sharing information from Telpatrick. And this is all I studied for nearly 9 years while I was in prison, trying to get out of prison early rather than buffing my cell, rather than arguing over BT, rather than watching a bunch of sports. I never watched a whole sport event in those 9 years. I could care less. I was in jail. I wanted to go home. So I studied the law. Me and Telpatrick. Hit me up. You want to purchase a copy of one of these manuals, BigHerc916.com. Leave me a message. Other than that, get your mind right. Get your mind right. Or get your wig split. Because you go up in that courtroom, you're going to get your wig split because they're going to be talking right over your head and you ain't going to know where you're at. Big Herc 916. Officially, I only got one real spanking my entire life. My mom did the best a 14-year-old could do, raising me with love and instilling values that will last a lifetime. I was a straight A student and lived to make her happy. So how did I go astray? A horrible stepdad that stole my self-worth and invoked fear turned me into a person that I struggled to overcome. From skateboarding to selling drugs, gang banging in juvenile hall, I got caught the same way many young promising men get caught up. I struggled to find my identity, getting mixed up in shootouts, crime, and the adult entertainment industry. This roller coaster continued as I juggled college, hustling, and Hollywood, eventually catching a federal bank robbery case. I found redemption in prison while serving a 120-month federal sentence and came out a man on a mission. I became a social media influencer with over 500 million views on YouTube and a life coach mentoring people all over the world. This is my journey against all odds. What up? Big Herc 916. You know I get down with that art. Holler at me if you're interested in this Kobe piece. I just finished this and man, I'm very happy with how it came out. For all you Laker fans, for all you Kobe fans, this will look great on your wall for the holidays. So holler at me, shoot me a DM or shoot me an email at info.bigherc916@gmail.com. Hello, my name is Big Herc 916 and I'm with the Wash Your Ass Committee, and I'm traveling across America helping people wash their ass and get their booty holes clean. And I have with me here today Wash Your Ass soap, and this one in particular is Butt Naked Scrub, but I also have Festival, Oatmeal Milk and Honey, Jamaican Me Crazy, Monkey Farts, and all these scents smell very good. They will help cleanse your body of funk and also make you feel better about yourself. So if you can go to BigHerc916.com, you can pick you up a bar. And my goal is to help America combat funk.